Hello everyone. There are many varieties of birds on our planet, and each of them has its own characteristics. But there are some species that are quite different from the rest, and today I offer you a look at 5 unique birds that are one of a kind. Kiwi. The unusual kiwi bird belongs to a genus of flightless birds whose homeland is New Zealand. These feathered birds are very similar to mammals because they are constantly moving on the ground, and their plumage is very similar to wool. There are 5 different species of kiwi in the genus, and depending on each, the bird has different sizes and weights that range from 1.5 to 4 kilograms. The bird's long and slender beak with nostrils on the end reaches 12 centimeters, and the small wings, which are hard to notice at once, do not exceed 5 centimeters in length. For the most part, these birds form a pair for 2 mating seasons, but there are cases where a pair is formed for the rest of their lives. Surprisingly, the eggs that the female lays are considered the largest in relation to all other birds to their body weight. If you compare the size of an ostrich and its egg, an ostrich egg does not exceed 1% of an ostrich's weight in relation to its body weight. But a kiwi weighing 2 to 3 kilograms can lay an egg weighing up to 450 grams. It's as if people have 10 to 15 kilogram babies. But to lay such an egg, for a month the female eats 3 times as much as usual, and a few days before laying she goes on a hunger strike because the huge egg takes up so much space and squeezes the stomach. They choose damp forests or marshy areas away from the habitat of other animals and birds for their residence, and the occasional animal that wanders into their territory is attacked by a group of 6 to 8 birds. Also, unlike most birds, kiwis do not build nests but dig burrows up to 5 meters long or hide under the roots of large trees. Kakapo. The Kakapo owl parrot, as well as the kiwi, is a resident of New Zealand, which lives exclusively in the southwestern part of the South Island. This bird is considered one of the oldest living bird species, as well as the only flightless and heaviest parrot. Before the discovery of the island by European settlers, the savory parrot had no natural enemies, and since there was no need to escape, the Kakapo simply lost its ability to fly in the process of evolution. The body length of an adult reaches 60 centimeters in length and they weigh up to 4 kilograms. However, despite its weight, the bird easily climbs to treetops and descends from heights, jumping off with its wings spread. The body of the barnacle parrot has soft plumage and is colored in greenish-yellow with black and white stripes. This coloration allows these birds to easily camouflage themselves from predators by freezing in place, pretending to be a bush. But in addition to this, the parrot is also capable of emitting a strong smell similar to that of flowers and honey, which further disguises it as a bush. They eat mostly berries, pollen and nectar, but they don't mind eating fruit either. Their beak is adapted for crushing food, which is why the owl parrot has a very small throat compared to other birds of similar size. The Kakapo parrot is now on the verge of extinction due to small predators introduced to the island, and there are only 147 individuals in the wild. Blue-footed booby. This feathered species lives exclusively in the tropical waters of the west coast of America and is the only species in the world with feet of this unusual color. The word booby is derived from the Spanish word bobo, which means stupid. The bird gets this name because of its clumsy movement on land, because their life is constantly connected with the sea, where they get their food by hunting fish. Flying above the surface of the water, the booby looks for a meal and, having spotted it, dives into the water, diving to a depth of 25 meters, thus developing a speed of about 100 kilometers per hour. It is noteworthy that they dive to such depths because they catch their prey in front of the swimmer, as it is easier to spot fish movement from below by its white belly. An adult fish reaches 80 centimeters in length, but its weight does not exceed 1.5 kilograms. The body has brownish-white plumage, and the beak is painted a grayish-green hue. The rich blue color of its feet is due to the presence of a coloring pigment called carotenoid. This substance is produced in the sturgeon's organism from lipids, which it gets by eating sea fish. But if the bird is deprived of its usual diet, in just a couple of days the blue color will disappear and its feet will become pale gray. Such a bright color of paws plays a significant role in attracting females during the mating season, and the brighter and more saturated it is, the more chances it has to attract a mate's attention. Boat-billed heron. Boat-billed heron is a unique representative of the family of birds, which is quite unlike its other relatives. Due to the peculiar structure of the skull and beak, it was singled out into a separate family of the chelnobild. They live exclusively in Latin America and prefer to settle in mangroves, as well as on sea lagoons or lake shores in the woodland. The shuttlebill is 60 centimeters long and does not weigh more than 1 kilogram. Its short broad beak, which resembles a boat turned upside down, is not more than 7.5 centimeters long, and has a webbing on the bottom, which helps them in successful hunting. The bird feeds mainly on fish, but also likes to eat amphibians and small crustaceans. Using such a wide beak, the bird scoops up water as if with a bucket, into which various animals fall. This bird hunts exclusively at night in complete darkness. It has excellent vision and also, according to biologists, it has motion sensors in its beak which allow it to catch the slightest vibrations during the hunt. But another surprising feature is the bird's crest, which consists of long black feathers. It is designed to attract females during the mating season. They nest mainly in trees at a height of up to 10 meters, and females lay 2 to 4 eggs, which they take turns incubating with the male. Dipper. The dipper is a bird of the order of passerines, also called water sparrow because of its peculiarity. In search of food, it likes to settle in mountainous or hilly areas near bodies of water, and this bird can be found almost all over Europe and in some parts of Central and East Asia. The gadfly grows up to 20 centimeters in length and weighs no more than 80 grams. The crown and occiput are colored dark brown, breast is white and back, tail and wings are grayish ashy. But the main distinguishing feature of the bird is its ability to swim and run well underwater. It feeds on maggots and small invertebrates that live at the bottom of the river. In order to get close to the prey, the dipper easily dives into the water and spreads its wings so that the current presses it to the bottom. Maneuvering its tail, it runs along the riverbed and collects food at the same time. Such a dive she can run up to 20 meters underwater and stay there for about 50 seconds. And in order not to freeze in the icy water of mountain rivers, evolution has rewarded it with a large coccygeal gland, which provides the bird with enough fat to lubricate its thick plumage, which allows the stonefly to dive into water even in a 30-degree frost. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel not to miss all the most interesting things that happen on our planet and beyond.